Welcome to Kickin with the Rickens, redefining retirement. Gerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost want to help you retire with purpose and live with joy. Find more information, including how to reach the team, in today's show notes. Now, Kickin with the Rickens, powered by Ricken Financial.
Well, today we are kicking with Gerry Ricken here on the Kickin with the Rickens podcast. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for downloading. Get all the information here in the show notes. I'm sorry, that would be licensed insurance professional Gerry Ricken hanging out with us here today. How you doing, buddy?
You know, I'm doing great. You're kicking with the Ricken today.
Singular today.
So,
hey, we got a great little show ahead of us. We're going to talk about some strategies for small business owners and how you could have money just laying around your community that's yours that you may not even know about. We'll get to that in a couple seconds. But, it was great last week. We had the opportunity to hang out here just north of Atlanta. We had a conference, a seminar, if you will. And, the highlights, yes, it was great information, great education, blah, 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 blah. But what I loved more than anything was the downtime that we had together, because we don't get to clink glasses very often. And when we do, those times are so special and borderline dangerous.
well, they are, Mark. And just a shout out to the events team at Impact Partnership. They did a fabulous job, like they always do, and put together a great presentation for us over a couple of days. And it's all about us learning and us growing in our professional lives so that we can help our clients in a more advantageous fashion.
Yeah.
And they brought some things to us that will help tremendously to be able to provide better service to our clientele. And that's that's why we exist. That's our purpose. That's our purpose approach, is to help our clients. So it is just so much fun. Every year we do this kickoff. It's a kickoff in January, first week of January. And we do have an opportunity to learn a lot, but we laugh together, we play together, and we learn together. And playing together and laughing together is my favorite thing. Learning is a great thing, but just connecting on an interpersonal relationship with everyone. And we met some new people. In fact, I have one of my new best friends who's coming to see us in 2 weeks. His assistant is coming next week, because they just entered this business and they want to know what we do.
Oh, that's
so they're
awesome.
going to come up and shadow and just learn from us, and we'll learn from them at the same time, because it's all about sharing information and learning and deepening that personal connection. Mark, the last time I saw you was last Friday, and last Friday morning, as a matter of fact. However,
not at
it
breakfast.
wasn't at 8:00 in the morning. It was at 1:00 in the morning. So we did have a lot of fun. And even though the bar closed at midnight, we kind of hung out for a while. But
you've got it's like a superpower. Like, they even pulled the gate down at the lobby bar, and they're like, all the bartenders are gone and cleaning crews cleaning things up. And then some way, somehow, Gerry Ricken will go find another six-pack somewhere. It's a gift, if you will.
Well, it is a gift. Now, I learned that from my dad early on. You never want to run out of, food or drink for people.
Amen.
So I'm an acquirer. I acquire those things so I can share those things with other people.
We were watching.
Shout out to my buddy Tim too. He was in on that as well.
It was again, when I say dangerously good time, not about dangerously good time. And the hard part,
it's always a great time to just spend time with friends. And we have developed lots and lots of friends in this industry, and you're one of our best friends, Mark. And we appreciate the time that we do get to spend with you. And because we see each other, on the screen a lot when we're doing these recordings, and we talk a lot, and we text a lot, and we share our social medias with one another. But there's nothing like getting a good bear hug and giving a good bear hug to Mark Owens.
And when you're hanging out with Gerry, and if you've ever been to one of their client events or a baseball game with them, one thing you said a second ago, we love to learn, we love to get an education, we love to laugh. And if I've ever lost Gerry in a crowd, I just kind of perk my ear up and I can hear that laugh bellowing over everybody else. I'm like, there he is. He's over there. He's fine. He's good. I can still hear him.
Some people I've never listened to myself laugh, Mark. And some people say I do have a very distinctive laugh. And I appreciate that, because, Mary Beth said it best: life is short, laugh hard. And
Amen.
She laughed all the time. And I laugh all the time. And I learned that gift from my dad, because he was the funniest person I've ever met in my entire life. And he laughed hard as well. So, but it's fun. And it was fun, not practicing dry January with you.
Our dry January lasted for about 4 days.
Well, and shout out to our buddy Jared too. He the first night we were down there, he was drinking water, and I looked at him and he said, "Don't worry, I'm practicing damp January." So he drank the next night. So those of you who are practicing dry January, why not make it damp? Support your local businesses, support your local bars, restaurants. They need it this month more than anybody else.
Yeah, that's right.
So just consider doing that as a favor for all of us.
So let's get to it here this week on the Kickin with the Rickens podcast. Of course, get more, the phone number, the website. You can find it all here in the show notes. You're talking to me off the air a little bit about unclaimed property, how there could be money in and around the community. That's your money that just needs to be found. What's going on?
Well, Mark, if you have an account, whether that's an accounts receivable, whether that's a money market account, a checking account, a CD, life insurance proceeds, any kind of money that's out there in your name, if that account has been inactive for 7 years and they no longer can find you, then that financial institution is required by law to escheat that money to your state. And escheating means taking that money and moving it to the state's control. So each state out there has an unclaimed property division. And when I say unclaimed property, it is just that. It's someone's money that has been unclaimed, and it's just waiting to be claimed. I mean, it's pretty simple. So a lot of it may happen when someone passes away. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew about this account. Nobody went out and claimed that account. And then all of a sudden, after 7 years, that goes to the state. So I would encourage everyone out there to go to your state unclaimed property website and just search your name, because I just looked this morning on the state of Missouri's unclaimed property division website. There is $1.5 billion of unclaimed property. And just to put that in perspective, 1 in 10 Missourians have unclaimed property out there. So 1 in 10 people in the state of Missouri have unclaimed property, and the average is $300. So there are lots and lots and lots of people out there. If there's 1.5 billion and the average is $300, imagine you out there listening, you may have it out there.
Yep.
In fact, I did this search a couple of weeks ago, and I just put in our last name, Ricken, and I searched in the state of Kansas. I found money for my brother and sister-in-law. I searched in the state of Colorado. I found lots of money out there for relatives in the state of Colorado. And I started looking at it. And in fact, I haven't told him yet, but Bishop Ricken, if you're listening in Green Bay, Wisconsin right now, I found an account from Pueblo, Colorado for you. And so I'll be letting you know how to claim that soon. I'll call you this afternoon. But
now, is there a finder's fee? Did you put a little 10%?
No. Oh, and let me talk about that too, Mark. Thank you for bringing that up. There's no finder's fee here from Ricken Financial. We do it as a service, a public service to our friends and relatives and our clients. But there are websites out there, so be careful when you do search. There are websites out there that look and smell like your state's unclaimed property website, but they take a finder's fee and do it for you. You don't have to use them. It's a very simple process. There are forms online. You download the form, you fill it out, you send it in, and they will send you the money. It's your money. So go out there to whatever state you're listening from, and go out there to your state's website, type in your last name, type in your grandparents, your mom's maiden name, type in all kinds of relatives, because there are, if you're a descendant of someone who's passed and you can prove that they passed away and you are eligible for that money, you can receive that money as well. There may be some inheritance out there that you don't even know about. So go out there and search and just spend a little bit of time. It doesn't take much time. It'll take 5 minutes to just find your name or find your relatives. And then you can expand that and look at your friends and say, hey, you owe me a drink because I found you $20. It's but there are a lot of things you can do. And one of the things is just this isn't free money. This is your money.
Yep.
So why not go out and look for your money and just claim that money?
I did it real quick and just put a quick search on my last name, and I've got a couple of them up here that just say over $50. So it's going to take a little bit more deep diving on that one, but hey, let's find out here.
Yeah, and depending on the state, sometimes it's over $50, under $50, over $100, under $100, over $25. So, but you'll know when you see it how much time, talent, and energy you want to put into this thing.
There you go. All right. Get more information if you want a deeper conversation about how the team at Ricken Financial can help you find that unclaimed property. Again, give them a shout out. You can find it on the website. You can find it here in the show notes. The website is rickenfinancial.com, or give them a call right now, 314-207-6211, 314-207-6211. And also, Gerry, you want to have a little conversation with our small business owners in the community and talk a little bit about their tax strategy.
There are a few things that people just don't realize when they're a business owner that they can do. First and foremost is look at everything you're spending, and are you capturing that in your business, or are you capturing it as a personal expense and should be a business expense? If it's a legitimate business expense, let's make sure we capture it in your business account and not in your personal account, because it's not deductible in your personal account, but it is deductible in your business account. So let's just make sure and take a deep dive on everything you're spending. The other thing is we've talked a lot about the SALT, state and local income tax deduction, that we have on our 1040. And that went from $10,000 to $40,000 this year. But however, it vanishes as your income increases. So if you're at the point where it vanished for you as a business owner, why not use a SALT workaround and have, let's say you have an S corporation, have your S corporation pay your state income taxes, and then it flows through on your K1, and there's no limitation on that. So just take a look at that and make sure you're doing the right thing and you're taking advantage of the opportunities that are out there. There's another thing called the Augusta rule. Why is it called the Augusta rule? Well, Augusta, Georgia is the home of the Masters. Mm-hmm. And people around that community during that time of year, during April of every year, they rent out their homes. And the Augusta rule says if you rent your home, you can rent your home for 14 days. If you rent your home for 14 days, receive income from that, that is not taxable income to you. So that's the basis of the Augusta rule. If you are a business owner and you use your home for business 14 days a year, you work from home 14 days a year, you can actually, your business can rent your home, pay you a reasonable rate. You can't say it's $10,000 a day, okay? It has to be a reasonable rate of income, a rent and it's rent expense for your corporation. It's rent expense for your corporation, but it is not taxable income to you if you're actually practicing your business there 14 days a year. So take advantage of that, because there are things that we can do to lower our taxable income that are legitimate strategies that we just a lot of times are unaware of. Mm-hmm. So those are just a couple of ideas. If you'd like to learn more about the other opportunities for business owners, please reach out to us at rickenfinancial.com or at 314-207-6211, because we know of all kinds of different things and we can show you how they work. It's all about, I'm a big proponent of German sausage, but we will show you how it's made.
This week here on Kickin with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement podcast, we're talking about found money, your unclaimed property, and then strategies for small business owners. A buddy of mine, small business owner, he owns a restaurant, and he loves what he does, but he is so overwhelmed by all the paperwork. There's a whole new set of taxes, or he's got to pay this much, or he forgot about this, or this didn't happen, and he gets overwhelmed by it all. So real quick, Gerry, shout out to the small business owners, and I know you work with a lot of them, and they've got strategies that you can help with that may not be available for just each individual.
That's exactly right. And you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
So let's get you educated.
Amen.
Ricken Financial is all about education. Heidi and I spend a lot of time educating people on things they were unaware of.
Yep.
And we want to make sure that you're aware of, because education is power. Knowledge is power. And as long as you have the knowledge and the guidance, you can be very, very successful in your retirement lives.
What I learned from you, Gerry Ricken, is that if we're at the bar and ordering a cocktail, if I'm real slow to get my wallet, I've got alligator arms, you're covered the cost of it. You'll buy me a cocktail. And that I am grateful for.
Well, you know, I'm always happy to help. I'm here. I'm a giver.
You are.
I'm a giver.
You are a giver. RickenFinancial.com, 314-207-6211. You can find all that information here in the show notes. Well, Gerry, as always, thank you for the education and the information. We're back next week, but before we get out of here, take us home.
Every day is a holiday, and life is short. Laugh hard.
This has been Kickin with the Rickens, or should I say Kickin with a Ricken? Redefining retirement.
I think you should.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Ricken Financial LLC. Ricken Financial LLC is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Ricken Financial LLC are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Ricken Financial LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Ricken Financial LLC.
Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA.
Tax preparation and tax advisory services are offered through Ricken Financial. These services are not offered by IPW and are not subject to investment advisor requirements. These services referenced are an outside business activity not offered through or supervised by IPW.